What's up, guys? It's Deviler here, and this is a game called AirMech. Um, Let me just do like a. Oh, wrong one. Let me just do quick little thing to sort of show what the game is. So, AirMech. It's an RTS. So, you have a bunch of different loadouts. You have a bunch of different units that you can use. I have essentially all of them. You've got different pilots for different buffs. It's it's a little silly sometimes. Like Jesus is in the game. Total Biscuit's in the game. You got a bunch of different AirMechs. You got these things. Not gonna go over all of them yet. So I think best way to show these things would be just hop into a game here. This is just me versus one computer opponent. So yeah, this to be too difficult. I'm going to grab that and start building up. So this is an RTS. So this is actually weird for an RTS because your your playable character here does most of the work, whereas in other RTSs your minions do most of the work. So, but nope, not here. Here your minions are kind of useless. They just serve as extra, they just serve as backup essentially. So, this guy is a UFO. And one really cool thing about him is, well, one, he can do that thing, where he just sort of like teleports a little bit. Two, he can abduct enemy units. So, let's say, let's see. Let's say I want to take over this guy. Just hover over him. You see that? Fill up. Then when it's full, you get that guy as your ally. So you can effectively make an entire army out of enemy units, and it's fun. Not necessarily the most practical thing, but it's fun to do. So like here, I'm making my own little army around this base, just because I can, and I'm about to die, so I'm going to abandon that plan, run back to base, and build up an army, essentially. So this is when the game is the least exciting by far, because just sort of building up, getting ready for assaults. I'm going to take these guys back to my base for extra defense and for a bigger attack force once we get there. You can put a bunch of different commands on them. You can tell them, like, hey, stay here, or you can tell them, like, hey, patrol around here, or other such things. This game is a lot of fun. I don't play it too often, but when I do, I always have fun. Especially with the UFO guy. It's just so much fun to mess with your opponent. I like messing with people, whether it's IRL or in game. I just like messing with people. I don't know why. I just do. So, speaking of messing with people, I'm gonna go over here, abduct this guy. Best part is when you abduct someone, you get that unit added to your army, but you don't have to pay anything for it. It's just effectively a free unit, and it's awesome. Yeah, you may take a lot of damage when you're going to get them, but casualties of war. So, I think this is a big enough force. I'm going to take all of my guys and tell them to T, which means take the nearest base. It would probably help if I got some infantry in there as well, because infantry is the most important thing in the game, because that's what's used to actually capture these points. So this is a giant death laser. It's a giant death laser. Deals a lot of damage, and yeah, does require energy to fire, so you can't just shoot it non-stop. And someone is taking over my base over here, which is not good. Because that means that I have less guys to use. So those guys are going to attack another base. So I'm going to send these guys to attack with them. Oh, and I will also go and attack with them. And I'll burn my laser. Wow, talk about dead memes. And speaking of dead, I am almost. So, time for me to GTFO, build some more guys, and then go take my base back. Sniper dudes are going at it. I love the snipers, because they have such ridiculous range. It's basically impossible for any other unit to attack them, and it is awesome. The one bad thing about is you can only build so many units at a time. So, I am going to steal you because you could be helpful. That's the best part about this guy. If you can only have so many units in your arsenal, basically. And this is, I think, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, you can only have 8 things in your loadout. So this abduction effectively gives you at least 16 more if you it gives you more if you have multiple opponents, because if each team can hold, or if each person can hold 8 and you have 3 opponents, well, that's a lot of guys. So see here, I'm just gonna run over here and steal this tank, and then I'm going to run away. Alright, so we've got a good sizable army here, so I'm going to send all of them to attack. This is just my strategy in any RTS. I'm a big turtler, so for those of you who don't know what turtling is, effectively I just hang back and build up a force until that force is so big that I can't possibly lose. That's literally what my strategy is in RTS games. Oh. Okay. So, yeah, as you can see, I died. So you can spend resources to respawn faster, but usually you just have so much crap that you just end up spamming that. Ooh, Devastator. Alright. So now is where things get really fun, because I just unlocked the Devastator, which is a big endgame thing. It's effectively, not effectively, it's a giant tank. It can't shoot the air, so you gotta back it up with anti-air stuff. But it's crazy good for damage. And as you can see right about now, my turtling strategy is working pretty well, because I just have like this army stored up at this base, and I'm actually going to take over some of the guys at this base, make my life easier. There we go. Alright, now I have a bigger force at this base. Actually, they're going to kill him before I can do anything. You know, it's weird. You're not often sad when your enemy cannot, it's not very often that you're sad when your enemies die, but with this guy, you can be. So, gonna keep building up here, grab some more snipers. Then when I get the chance, I'm gonna build another destroyer. Right now I'm heading over here to take out this base, and the reason is if you control all the bases in a map, you get, well, I'll just show you. Oh, I am out of energy. So, alright, build another one of those. Grab that so that I can do that more. And just pop in, do that. The one bad thing is this guy doesn't do a whole lot of damage, which is why I keep spamming the laser. So, alright, there are some guys here, so I'm going to pick up one, two. Oh, apparently I'm going to drop them. So I'm going to pick up 1, 2, and 3. Actually, 1, 2, 3. Over here. Then go across, grab one more. There we go. Alright. So you want to control as many bases as possible because, for one, that means that you have more room to build more guys, which is always good. Oh, these guys are actually in pretty bad shape. I need to defend this more. So, as you can see, there's a little timer counting down on the bottom here. Once that hits 0, the enemy base health will start draining slowly. Yeah. If the queue would move up, you'd be able to see dominating. You're dominating the enemy. Their base will continue to take damage, and that's generally where you want to get. So I could just sit here waiting for their base to slowly just die over time, but that's no fun. Um so I'm gonna build up until I literally can't build anymore. Like I said, I'm a big turtler. And then after that, I'm going to send all of my guys at his base. And I should probably move these infantry guys to the front, where they will be just a little bit more useful, since, you know, they can actually hit their targets there. That's like the one bad thing about infantry in this game. The buildings will automatically place the infantry at the back. Because as I said, infantry is the most important because that's what allows you to take over bases. That is the last guy that we can build, so I think we're ready. So I'm going to give these guys over here a bit of a head start. So take all these guys. Y. Oh, hit the wrong button there. All of these guys. Y. All of these guys. Y. Oh. Oh, okay. Well, we're just going to win. Okay. Well, I hadn't planned to have that happen. My plan was to have just this entire army going up against this. Actually, we can still see it because the battle isn't over until it's over. So select all these guys. Y. Oh. Or not. Okay. So, actually, I will take. Yeah, as you can see, you can still go around and just completely destroy everything that the enemy has built. You do insanely increased damage post-game, and it's fun to just kind of go around just destroying everything without the slightest bit of opposition. Like here. Normally I'd not be able to kill that guy that quickly, but... So, I personally like to just go around destroying everything after the game is over, but you don't have to do that. Just a thing that I do. Sometimes you'll find things post-game. I can't use that, sadly. So, yep. Alright. Let's go ahead and I hit the wrong button again. Actually, I think I'm gonna call it here. Yeah, this game is fun, but well, actually no, I'm not gonna call it here. I am going to actually go in with another live person to fight two computers. So, okay, I'm trying to think. Let's just go ahead and you wait. Alright. I should really change one of these, I feel. I'm gonna change this one real quick. So, as you can see, you have all sorts of different units here, and you can really do anything you want with them. Uh, I'm thinking, there. Trying to think would be a good combo. Um, let's go ahead and get turret in here, just to be safe. Put it in place of Morty. And before you ask, no, it's not like Rick and Morty. Although I kind of wish it was, because although I haven't seen a whole lot of that show, what I have seen is pretty darn funny. So, what else do I want? I'm thinking that this is looking good. Alright. And we're still waiting for a person. Ah, there we go. Yeah. You can have different skins for the things. That is a saucer that it looks like the symbol for Google Chrome. So there are little nods like that all over the place. So I'm playing a different guy now. I am playing the bomber. Sorry. I'm used to playing Smite, where I push tab to to get to my abilities to activate them. So what I just did there was I just placed down a bunch of bot spawners, which will basically give me extra minions to work with as the game goes on. Some structures only work when you put them on these power pads. Other ones like the turrets can work outside of the pads, but they work better on the pads. So I'm gonna put a turret on this pad here, while all these are bot spawners. If I can ever get enough money to do it. So both you and your ally can control or have control over all of your units at all times. So it can be kind of confusing if you have conflicting plans, but usually you don't. So getting back to the game, this is the bomber, the bomber mech class, whatever you want to call it. But it's melee focused, and it's also got this cool like energy disc attack that you can buy, and as the name implies, it drops bombs. So like if there are a bunch of tanks, I can just like stay up here dropping bombs on them and not have a care in the world except for the fact that I'm dying, although that was a great level up. So they are trying to kill our thing, so we will not let them do that. We shall kill them back. And I'm going to shoot energy discs at them. This kind of reminds that's one specific attack, that energy disc reminds me of the whatchamacallit, the spur line in Spiral Knights. The spur line is a it's a line of weapons in Spiral Knights, and it's actually really cool because you've got like your because I should just stop okay. Think about what I'm gonna say, and I'm gonna say it. The spur line, which is really cool because the charge attack shoots projectiles, and it's a sword, and the normal attack for the 4-star form. Sadly, there's no 5-star form, but the normal attacks for the 4-star form um, also shoot energy discs, so that's cool. If I ever get the win million, I might show you, but I don't know if I'm actually gonna get it. And I was just shooting randomly there. Okay, I'll be honest, I don't really like this map because it's very close quarters. As you can see, their closest base is like right there. The entire map is very cramped, and for it makes it especially difficult for people like me who turtle a lot because like they're right here. They can just come by and harass all that they want. And that's one of the reasons as to why turrets are important. Because if you don't have turrets, then you will have to fight them off on your own. So, looks like we're gaining ground here. I'm gonna transform down and slash it up. And I'm about to die. So, yep, I'm dead. Alright. I'll be honest, I was kind of anticipating that, but whatever. Can't do much about it now, other than just get back up, get back in there, and keep kicking some ass. So, another thing, whichever base you're closest to will receive the order to print, or not print, but make the units, and different units have different costs, essentially. So, a turret costs more than infantry, and tanks cost more than infantry. Infantry is usually the cheapest, but are also the weakest. And I am not paying attention at all, which is why I've died twice now. But whatever base you're closest to will automatically take in the orders for the units to make. And what was I going to say? I forgot what I was going to say. The tower, the base that's closest to you, will automatically take orders and make them. And okay, and you can have multiple. If you have multiple bases, you can have multiple orders going at one time, essentially. So, all right, this base is ours. So I'm gonna run up to this guy and I'm gonna slash him a bunch, and that's not working. See, here's the thing about the bomber. The bomber is great, but for mech to mech combat, it's not really great. It's great at taking out infantry, but for other mechs, it's not very good. It's less than ideal. But either way, I'll usually run. Okay, let me explain one more thing. These guys are guardians, and they're essentially little guys that give you extra boosts. There's Repair Guardian, which is what I had on the saucer, which repairs you, obviously. Energy Guardian gives you greater reserve of energy, allowing you to do more things. There's also Blade Guardians, which I'm using now, which is like AoE damage which is like AoE damage around you and small radius, which is good for the bomber because he's already going to be up in there, so little extra damage never hurt anyone. Oh wait, it hurts everyone, which is why I like it. There's also the gun guardians, which flat out give you more guns to shoot, which is always nice. And this is actually not looking very good for us because they've just got this. Okay, so their setup is just they've got a bunch of crap, and they've got healers healing it. So I'm hoping that we won't get a repeat of last time where we just hold the map for so long that they lose, which is what it's looking like right about now. So I'm gonna run over here. I'm gonna turret up. Okay. So this is bad. I need to kill things, and I need to do it now. Alright, so we're back to dominating, or at least we will be in a little while. I'm just gonna, yeah, I'm just gonna make more turrets, because if we can hold this spot for long enough, oh, yeah, I don't think anyone's getting through there, unless we have, like, maxed out units, so, like, as many units as we can, and we just send all of them at that one spot. Unless that happens, I don't think we're going to get past that. So our best option is to just hold the map. And that's one of the good things about just holding the map. If one person or if one team is just turtling the whole game and you can't do anything to stop it because they're so well defended, you can take over every other base and just win by default. Sorry about that. My mic right now, I'm using a desktop mic, and it doesn't necessarily have the best stability in the world. So, okay, here we go. Here's what I was hoping for. Everybody gonna die. So, yes, yes, go, 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 go. So, spin to win. Alright, and we are gonna win. Looking at this, yep, that's a win. So, yeah, hop up, kill everything. Just a thing that I do. I don't know. Again, I don't know why I do it. I just sort of do it. Alright, so... Oh, and as you might have seen in the bottom corner, there are various quests that you can do and stuff like that. So, where is it? Here it is. So, you've got different things to give you different things, and yeah. So you've got things like these, which will give you different rewards, and there's a lot of different stuff. But I've played this for a while. I've been off of it for a while, but I like this game. It's fun, and as I said before, I have unlocked a lot of things. Pretty sure that I've unlocked everything that I basically want to. Yeah. Yeah, I've got just about everything that I want to have. So, yeah, I might do more of this. I'm not sure. So, that's gonna be it. So, yeah, I'll see you next time.